But again, try to bring it within some kind of Islamic context. This is the best thing. In that way, your efforts will be blessed by God, and you will be more fulfilled when you do something which you know ultimately is pleasing to God, and you're benefiting society. The pleasure you get from that will be far greater than the pleasure of flying a helicopter. Really. Anybody can fly a helicopter, but not anybody is prepared to worship God and get their pleasure through that way. That pleasure is far greater than the pleasure, ultimately, of flying a helicopter. But only those who have gained pleasure from worshiping God can appreciate its greatness over the worldly pleasures. Now, on to your third question. Is surgery, that is cosmetic surgery, forbidden in Islam? I hope you give clear answers regarding all the three questions and advise me, thanking you very sincerely for listening. Cosmetic surgery. What is the concept, cosmetic surgery? Cosmetic surgery meaning that we are changing features. Cosmetic usually referring more to the face, facial area, although it may include different aspects of the body, etc. Using surgery to change features. We have to look at why. Why are we doing such a thing? If it is because a child is born deformed, they have a hair lip, split, cleft palate, born without an ear, or some other kinds of deformities, then our cosmetic surgery is to correct it and to bring them into normalcy, that they're similar to the other people around them, then there is no harm. Or if they had an accident, car accident, fire, they're burned, whatever, variety of calamities which may strike us in life, and we use cosmetic surgery to corrective surgery, really to correct the product of such casualties, etc., then it is legitimate. But now, when our cosmetic surgery is about changing features which are normal, they're amongst the norm, there's nothing wrong with it, We don't like our nose because it's too low, we want it sticking up more, or maybe it's sticking up too much, we want it down, Our eyes, we want it, because maybe our eyes are oriental, we need to want it more Western looking, going to a point instead of having the lid, or, cosmetic dental practices where, we don't like the space between our teeth, there's too much of a space here, I want to close it up, or I want to have a space, let's open it up, or, these kinds of things. These practices actually are forbidden in Islam. It's forbidden. Prophet ﷺ had said that the woman who has her hair plucked from her face, specifically her eyebrows, and the one who does it are cursed by Allah. Similarly, the woman who scars herself for beauty purposes. This is in the ancient times, they would put like markings, using hot needles or maybe a knife and make little, they want to add some features to their existing features. This is forbidden. It could be tribal marking. Or tattooing, you find some women in North Africa, they have these, tattoo marks up their lips. And also putting space between teeth, and that Prophet spoke about. All of these is being forbidden in Islam because they're involved in changing Allah's creation, changing it because they're not happy with the way they are. They want to look different, And what happens is that, of course, this becomes a major trial for many women because the standard of beauty now is promoted by Hollywood, particular female form, This now leads women to do all kinds of dyeing their hair, you know, cutting off parts of their bodies and adding pieces to their bodies and things so that they can fit into this particular mold, which is very evil. And one of the things that Satan is quoted by Allah as saying in the Quran, that he will command the people. He will keep urging them on, commanding them until they will actually change Allah's creation. They make changes in Allah's creation. And we can hear some of this kind of talk in the genetics research which is going on, the cloning, etc. People are looking to make changes in Allah's creation. It's an evil. It's cursed by Allah. So, and as a general summary as to this question concerning surgery, we can just say that it is forbidden where it is not serving a practical, real need due to some form of calamity, some sort of form of accident, or genetic defects in birth. You know, unless we're doing corrective surgery, you know, just trying to bring the person back to normal, then all of this other beautification surgery, where we're just pumping up people who just want to look forever young, you know, cutting off parts of your scalp and pulling your head up and pulling your face across and all this kind of stuff. This is not from Islam at all. Next question. A question which was handed to me. Isn't the woman's aura between the navel and the knee in front of other women? Can they breastfeed in front of other women or mahram or maharim men? Well, it is the opinion of some scholars, among them Sheikh bin Baz, rahimahullah, passed away, was the mufti of Saudi Arabia, that the aura of the woman is between the navel and the knee. But other scholars have questioned this, have opposed this position, arguing that no, that is the aura for the men, and the aura for the woman is different. It isn't just from the navel to the knee, and it does include her chest area body, this upper part of her body. You know, that when she's amongst other women or in front of people who are from her maharim, that are men who she cannot marry, like her father, her brother, her son, right? These people, the son by a previous marriage of her husband, these people, she may appear in front of them with her arm exposed, the arm, you know, her neck here, and her feet below the knee. But this area, the rest of the body, no. So this should be covered. And, I mean, if you think about the implications, really, you know, to be honest, I mean, I myself did lean towards Sheikh bin Baz's position, which we already mentioned, that the aura between the navel and the knee, because that was the one mentioned specifically about men, and there was nothing specific mentioned about females. But, you know, after listening to some of the explanations given by Sheikh Nasr al-Din al-Albani, rahimahullah, also, and others, you know, in this matter, I know I had to change my opinion. Personally, I had to change my opinion on that. Because if one thinks, you know, of what this implies, it implies really that, you know, a woman can sit in the presence of her father, you know, she's a grown woman, because he's her mahram, in her 20s or whatever, with just a wrap on between her waist and her knee. This is something really abhorrent. I mean, of course, we were saying, okay, breastfeeding, people maybe tend to be a little looser with this area because everybody's breastfeeding and so on. But if we think about it again, I mean, that a woman expose her breast or chest to other women, is it okay for her to walk amongst the women? They all sit down and, you know, have a meal with topless? Of course, one may say, no, we don't plan to do that. But the point is that if we're saying it's between navel and knee, then we're saying this is acceptable. that it's acceptable for women to sit around topless, having meals together, having chats, luncheon or whatever, amongst themselves, but everybody's topless. This is something, if we think about it, it's really not acceptable. It's really something not acceptable. And if it's not, then it means that the woman should not expose her breasts, even when breastfeeding. She should cover herself. With that, dear viewers, I'd like to thank you for being with us in our Islamic Q&A program, In the Light of Islam. We welcome your questions, your queries, your comments, your suggestions, your support. You may write to us, fax us, email us, by the numbers which we usually mention in the beginning or the end of the program. And we hope to see you in our coming program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.